Okay, so it spells caged this way: C-A-G-E-D, and starting with this top row here, and I can zoom in a little more because we're still above me, right? So this is the cage stuff. Okay, so this is the C one. This is the A-shaped C. This is the G-shaped C, etc., etc., etc. Way up here we got the E-shaped C, and D is the D-shaped C. Finger on the 2 or the D and C. All right. I'd like to change guitars, but it takes a while for me to get mine into tune. I have about 3 other guitars to choose from. One of them's really crazy. It's the U-Rock guitar. It's like a game controller. I'm just waiting to give it to my grandson or something. But it's got the crazy notes on it. So I did a really good job with that because, and I'll show it to you because I don't want to. It doesn't take long for me to get it out of the box here. This is my U-Rock guitar. It's got, you know, the keys, and it even has this this sleeve that shows you the open notes and everything like that. Same setup, you know. It's in the key of C, and it's battery powered and all that, and you know, it's just something that I thought I had to have, but I didn't really have to have it. I didn't really have to have it. I wanted it. And I found out that, sorry, I have a little book. I found out that I like the strings better. You know, I don't want to be sliding around that easily, you know, and pressing buttons. The strings are so much better. So I just put the design, you know, on the fretboard like that, okay? The reason why it's shiny like this, see how it's reflecting, is because you want to laminate it. And if you ever get one of these things, if I put them on eBay, remember that they will be laminated, and do not stick them on your guitar until you cut them to size, and they can't interfere with the fret nuts, so they have to be shorter than fret to fret, and they can't hang over the end here. Alright, so you don't want them too long that way either, because then you can't slide back and forth. So when I get around to that, maybe they'll be available this year sometime. But for now, if you just keep learning this, you're going to do well, because I can put the dots on the diagrams, you know, where we can start to talk about where this stuff is. We can do that. We can work towards that, you know, around lesson chart 72, you know, kind of thing. 72, yeah, class of 72. That's when I graduated elementary school. So let's look at this. We got caged, C-A-G-E-D. Okay, this shows, and by the way, I was zooming in and out a little too much yesterday. This says pentatonic. It means it's a misspelling, but I haven't fixed it yet. It's pentatonic. I used to say pentonic when I first started this stuff. It means 5. All right, so in the mode of C, we've got, you know, these are arpeggios, 3/5 root, 3/5 root. This is where they all are. You know, it's a good idea for just a starter, you know, to find out where the chords are. We've got a D shaped up in the left hand corner there. Okay, and then we've got the C, the regular C shaped one, but you'd have to hit that 5 if it wasn't barred. All right, and then you go, you know, the chart covers the D minor. This is your normal D minor shape here. The normal E minor shape looks like an E, but now you're going to use the open string there which is 7-3-5, which is the second inversion. So E minor is usually E, G, and B. It's going to be B, E, and G, second inversion. Root, first inversion, second inversion. Okay? Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. Remember we talked about going from the E minor, this is the Phrygian minor, okay, to the fourth. All right, so those are very close. They're pretty much E-shaped to the point where in the minor, okay, we've got 7-3-5, which is an E minor shape, and then in the major we just take it up a half step, R3-6. If we were doing two minors in a row, it would be like 7-3-5, and it'd be R4 to the A flat. So it'd be this. Alright, but instead it's not. It's R4 to A. So that's where we get our little E here. E minor, and then up another half step is E major at the 4-6-R. And you know, there it is, an E major shaped. And remember, it's E plus, so we brought the bar up, and luckily, because then we can get that 6, right? You can't get that 6 if there's a fret nut there. You're not going to get that, but go up a half step from the E, and you can get that shape. That's why C is a great mode to play in, because you can do it from the open string. G. Same thing. This is the real G, but it's really just the G7. It's the G dominant. Okay, 5-7-2, 5-7-2-5. Okay, in the mode of C. All right. I'll try to explain a little bit about this. All right. But remember, it's a dominant G. It's not the key of G. The key of G goes, but the dominant G goes. Okay, so if I just follow the C scale from that G, I get the dominant G. Okay, C, G major would be. You're not going to get that one because there's a fret nut there. Not that if you wanted to play it, you would play it, you would play this one. You'd play this one out here. You can play a G from, you can play the other patterns that I have for the G. You start 5, 6, 7. Alright, those are the other patterns, the open string capo patterns we talked about. And one thing I want to mention, it is very important to keep track of your patterns. When you when cage gets the best of you and you can't figure out where you are, you can always revert to playing your pattern. So if you're doing a G shape here, and you forget what the cage pattern is, alright, you can look at this G as here's the third, here's the fifth, so you can always go 3, 4, 5. What pattern is that? 3, 4, 5 is the bottom of an S2L. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 warp over 7 root 2. Okay, that 2, 3, 4 can play down here. Alright, without the warp, but you can see how I brought the 7 over.